Hello, this is Barry from Wave. How's it going? Hope everyone is doing well. Please let me know if you can hear me. I should be live. Yeah, we should be live. Please let me know if you can hear me. And then let me just notify everyone that we're live. Great. Perfect. So let me just type here in the chat. Ask me anything to analyze. And then let me also leave the Discord link. Awesome. So as always, hope everyone is doing well. Please let me know if you can hear me, but you should be able to hear me just fine. And I guess we can get started. Perfect. So it's been quite some time since my last live, which I apologize for, but I'm now back planning to get back to where we used to be, and then we might see a slight change in the channel towards 2024. So let's open some tabs. We have the crypto tab here with Bitcoin breaking 30,000 this week, and then we have the Nasdaq here, so the indexes, and yeah. Overall, it's going to be an interesting live. Very thin moving in the market right now. This past week we've had excuse me. We've had earnings reports for some big companies such as Amazon, Coca-Cola. We've had Google, Facebook, or Meta, I should say. So the S&P is pretty much flat, and this account looks to be on the way to being validated. So again, big tech seems to be leading the upside once more. So what have we got? So let's see. So yeah, I had this gun on the S&P, which was looking for a 1, 2, 3, and 4. So technically, with counting validation, stands here at 4,100 even. But I don't know. Either this is a 1, 2, 1, 2, or else it's just obviously looks like a three-way move for the time being, meaning that we could indeed do this, which will be interesting to see, not gonna lie. The Nasdaq, however, looks more bullish, as I am in a trade right now to the upside. Looking for this wave 5 So this either looks, this looks like a complex, to be honest. That's what it looks like. Not sure if it's finished, but ideally we found support on the 14,000. We broke base channel, retested it as you can see, and resumed lower. So actually, let me do this, and resumed lower. But again, this is like a complex. It does look like, I was thinking about an A, B, C, but this wave C here does not look like, this looks like a three-way move. This looks like, there you go, A, B, C. Doesn't look like 5, so it can be a wave C. That's why I rather have it as a complex. Corrections, and also, if we look at equality of wave 2 and wave 4, that was at 14,460, which we found support there, then continue lower. So we could be seeing farther downside. We broke this support. So let's see if we're going to hold on to both today's close and next week. So it'll be interesting to see what's going to happen about that. But also, so not only we've touched equality of wave 4 against 2, but we've also touched 38.2% retracement of wave 3 against 4, which is again a very common target for wave 4. So far we're in a place where we could see upside. So even if we're wrong, at least one more leg to the upside would be expected. RSI stands on the oversold. There's no divergence on the 4-hour chart, nor on the 1-hour chart. And there's nothing here on the daily, so it'll be interesting to see what's going to happen. Bitcoin, on the other hand, we seem to have broken here wave. So there's many ways to count this up move here. One way would be a diagonal into wave 1, and then a complex correction, as you can see, into wave 2, sharp 2 being a complex, and then right now it would be a 1-2-1-2, which, given the exponential move, up move we've had, seems to be possible, because obviously in a 1-2-1-2, then you expect 3-4s, a series of 3 and 4s, but you expect the explosive move into a 3-3-3, which we had. So this is possible. I am going to look for a continuation higher, looking around here to hold as support, maybe one leg lower. Now, as I was looking today on the intraday, on the 1-hour chart, it looks like this could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then maybe resumption higher. That's possible. That's what I would be expecting. And into wave 5, then wave 5, I would say either at 35. Let's see, so if it's going to be short 5, or also 48 would be the next target, as 8 is the strongest number in the market, so 48,000. And then from there, another 4, 5, and so on. So let's see how it's going to play out. If we are correct, then if you look at intermediate degree, we could expect a minimum target of 50,000 and ideal of 78,000 at least. So at least if this is correct, So if we're let's say we're wrong, and this is a 3-wave move, some sort of A, B, C. So if we're wrong, then minimum target will usually be at 68.1% of C against A, and that would be at 38,000. But if we are right, so a 1-2 upside into wave 3, minimum target would be at 50,000, as I said, and then ideal target to at least 78,000. So it's possible. I remember I got criticized a few months ago, and I'm pretty sure I can retrace the video where I was looking for upside. I think we were at maybe 20,000, not even 20,000 after this down move, and I said, look, it looks impulsive. Am I starting to see further upside? So now we've touched 35, and we seem to be potentially going to be higher. So that's what it looks like. So again, any questions, let me know. Feel free to let me know, and or anything you want to take a look at. Happy to do so. That was Bitcoin. Let's take a look at ETH. ETH looks a bit different. ETH has been underperforming, as this chart also suggests. So you can see here, maybe a wave 4. Nevertheless, we did get upside, but ETH is in a bit of a different situation. Where on Bitcoin we broke the April high, we didn't do so on Ethereum. So let's see how it's going to play out. We have a slight different count here on ETH. We could still be in this wave 4. Could easily be a sideways wave 4. I do not struggle to see that as a sideways wave 4. But what's most important is that this looks corrective in nature, therefore we could expect further upside. Don't think there's any other crypto worth mentioning. Maybe Binance coin, which seems to be in some sort of maybe a triangle, sideways continuation. Nevertheless, a corrective structure, as we had 3 downs, 3 up, 3 down. So a series of 3, which makes it by definition bullish corrective, meaning that we should expect further upside. So as always, let me know if anything you want to take a look at. So perhaps let's take a look at. Can also take a look at some. Gold has been interesting. Because my long-term count suggests, why is this showing on the daily? Suggest for a potential 1 and 2. So 1, 2, 1, 2, and then upside, which I guess we'll find out what's going to happen. Now this looks like 3 down. I don't know why it's not showing. 3 down. So there is a possibility we are doing something like this. We could be due further downside. Just gonna have to wait and see what's gonna happen. Oil, I'm a bit bearish. I have anticipated, and I posted on my trading view. So go follow me. You'll find the link in the description of my latest videos to my TradingView account. I posted on TradingView when I was expecting downside. Now at this point, it looks like we may get something like this and then downside. So it'll be interesting to see if we do get one one more leg higher, which it looks like we will, and then see further downside. That's what I would expect. And now doesn't necessarily have to be a 1-2, can be an A, B, and then down to wave C, but nevertheless, I am expecting more downside to come. What else? Take a look at some stocks, maybe. Apple seems to be doing a larger correction than expected, as you can see here. So I have 2 counts on Apple, which is basically, Apple is basically 10% of the market. So it's worth taking a look at, in my opinion. So here it looks like 3 down, and so that makes it obviously corrective. Sorry. So now this wave here seems to obviously to this trend was broken as we're moving lower. So I'm expecting either something like this. So wave 1 and 2 times higher, or else I have the bearish count, which says this was a 3-wave move, and now we're moving lower. So it's gonna be interesting to see. I prefer to remain bullish on it, but both counter are possible. Even though the second one, if this is a wave C, then this would have to be 1 and 2. Maybe it shows on the 4-hour. Yes, 1 and 2, and then further downside. So for this count, invalidation level stands right here. So I guess we're gonna have to see Amazon up 8% today after last night earnings with a 60% surprise, which is quite a lot. Also, I think it was Netflix that beat earnings by quite a significant margin. So at this point, it looks like we could have a wafer in place. Might have been wrong by doing that. What happens if we move everything? That looks better. Could this have been it? So obviously, as you can see here, wave kind of validation stands at $114. And if we are correct, we should have a low in place at 118. Again, 8 being the strongest number in the market. And then look for at least equality of wave 5 against 1. So 165. Which would take us here. So I guess we're gonna have to find out about that. What else here? Facebook. Microsoft looked bullish, even though that looks like we are having some sort of correction in wave 2. And we should be due further downside to then potentially resume higher, or at least, or else we get a continuation, sideways continuation to wave 4. That is also possible. then Facebook here, or Meta. I was looking for further downside, 1, 2, 1, 2, which was quite bearish, but nevertheless, Intel here was quite interesting because I had this bearish count here, which is not really playing out unless I move way through here, which I can't because there's not really a 5-wave move here. So perhaps here 3, 4, if this can, that fits as a wave 5, then we can have A, B, C. But I was thinking about the possibility of, forget about this. Let's see if I forget about this. I was exploring the possibility of this being a 5-wave move here into potential diagonal into wave 1. So here, and this being a 1, 2, which doesn't mean not necessarily completed, but it could be the start of something. And on a larger time frame, as you can see here, so we've had a crazy rally, which again I did struggle myself to count this as a 5-wave move. It was quite challenging. There even is the possibility of 1, 2, 1, 2. It's quite a it's not easy to count this. And then this could have been some sort of A, B, C. And it could be resuming higher. So it's kind of a big question mark. Quite a challenging count. But I guess we'll see. We know that the company's had some troubles. If you look at financials, there has been a dividend cut last year. So now it's not really a high-yielding company. However, with last night earnings, which beat it consensus by 86%, as you can see here, it is quite the. I mean, if you look at Q1 of this year, where they expected a negative earnings per share, and they beat it with a 0.212 surprise. And then again here, Q2 of this year, they expected also negative earnings per share by 4 cents, and they beat it by 17. And then now they actually expected finally a positive earnings per share. And it looks like the company is not doing that bad. And sorry, I got lost there. My bad. That's why probably if you also pay attention to it, let's go on the weekly. We're up. Does it say here? Usually, oh yes, we're up 32% year to date. So Intel has actually been in the market. So it's getting back trust after what happened with the sharp decline. So it's going to be interesting to see. I do all this in my long-term dividend portfolio, which I think I'm going to talk about more on the channel in 2024. by doing updates and doing analysis on my holdings, as I've already started to do. But yeah, this is, it looks like, and they also changed the CEO, which is also another interesting thing worth noticing. On the other hand, there is another company, which is Texas Instruments, which I forecast a downside, and it's finally playing out. And I'm quite bearish on the stock. I read about fundamentals, and I know they're investing heavily on infrastructures because they have incentives by the US government, which is a good thing, but obviously it takes a lot of cash flow away. And then, as you can see, reflects on the overall finance investing. As you can see, investing is down, and also is financing. So yeah, looking for downside here to at least equality down here at under 32. Ideally, we do go lower to around the $100 per share, which at that point it could start to be a very interesting buy. But as you can see here, basically what I'm seeing, with terms is 1, 2, 3, 4. So now you can appreciate a sideways too against a sharp wave 4. So our inclination is met. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we could expect wave 4 to be sideways. And I guess we're going to find that out. And if we look, I believe we stand 2.23, 2.414, as you can see here, fit projection. So obviously not obviously, but as one could have expected, we found resistance on the 200, and then boom, we crashed. So it will make sense actually. So now what one could do on the way down after you find resistance on the 200 is look for 180 would be the next level. So if you draw a line here 180, you see how that, because again it is the strongest number in the market, you see how that acted as resistance multiple times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that was rejected 6 times. And then on the downside, next target is 150. So if you draw a line at 150, you see how you found support twice on the 150. Now we finally broke it. So you can expect a retest of 150, look for resistance on the 150, and then trade to the downside. Next target would be 120, and then 110, and then 100 even. And at 100 even, actually, if we do get to 100, which I think we might, and we possibly will, I will start to look at to enter in my long-term portfolio. So not trading, but investing in the company. So what else have we had here? My portfolio. Coca-Cola is also, I think it's worth talking. So here on Coke, obviously a 1, 2, 3, 4 with the 07, 09 housing or debt. It's all about debt at the end of the day. Crisis. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is what seems to be wave 1 and 2. Now I'm not gonna lie, I have 2 scenarios. One is bullish, which is the one you're looking at. Very bullish. So 1, 2, and then 1, 2, because we've had here, originating in March of last year, the largest correction from the COVID lows. So I have two bullish scenarios. The first one is the one you're looking at, a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into wave 4. So I'm projecting growth in the company, being extremely bullish on the stock. The other one is a bit more bearish, as it looks like we are in a wave 5, this one, the blue one. We could also expect an anti-diagonal. So I'm open to the possibility that we've had a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then we go back down. Possible? Yes. Is it going to happen? I don't know. So either that, or else we could be in a wave, a leading diagonal. So this would be wave 1, expect wave 2. So again, one step at a time. Now, obviously, wave count validation for this count stands down here. So as long as we do not cross 36, we're safe. And then wave count validation for the possibility of a leading diagonal stands, obviously, wave 5. So if, let's say this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, wave 5 cannot be longer than wave 3. Therefore, if we move higher than $95, then we know we cannot be in a diagonal situation. So again, any questions, let me know. Anything we take a look at. Just let me know. And so if we dig deeper, we can see how we have touched equality of potential A and C. So I'm expecting 1, 2, 3 of wave 4, maybe being sideways. It's possible. Nevertheless, we broke, as you can see here, the trend channel. Connected 1 and 2, projected to 1 and 3, projected to 2. Yeah, you estimate for wave 4 as always. We broke through it, so we're going to see what's going to happen if we retested it, or we're just going to fall back lower as expected. But let's say if we do move lower, then I would expect a turning point for the upside. And then Altria took a dive yesterday after, I don't think it was earnings test, they were just 1 cent off. Might have been something. So I still haven't seen as overblown. Yeah, still haven't looked at it. I have to be honest. I did look at some financials. And let me just bring them up to you. So Altria. So, my bad. So if we do take a look at Altria, as you can see here on second alpha, and we take a look at earnings, which, I mean, they're pretty much straight on point. So there's not really much surprise in either direction. So, however, what I think is really interesting is how expensive the company is. Because if you look at basic valuations, such as the price to earnings for both the forward, non-GAAP, and GAAP, both the forward and the trailing 12 trailing months, you see how we're basically around 8 as a price per earnings. So the index is 8, and we see how the 5-year average for Altria has usually been above 10, if not 12, if we have the gap price earnings. So it looks like either a company is currently trading at a discount, or the market is telling us something. So because of yesterday price swing, so when we get, it was about 10%, I would get such sell-off, just like we had on Google. As Warren Buffett likes to say, as you think about it, so much surprise. No, the company hasn't really changed in a day. So, I think it could be an interesting stock to look at. Now, if we just look at Elliott Wave, we could have expected that. I was forecasting that as we've had a sharp move, sideways continuation, so I was expecting further downside. I was not surprised by seeing that, and I'm overall expecting some sort of potential triangle into A4. Nothing too out of the ordinary. What else? Anything you want to take a look at, just ask guys as always. Moving lower here. Was that a 3-wave move? Was that a 5-wave move? Either a diagonal or it was just a 3-wave move. Do you have volume? I think we did pull back 38.2%, yes. And we stand 15% off the highs. Good. What else? What else can we take a look at? As you can see, Bitcoin moving lower as I was. Oh, there we go. Just like I said in the beginning of the video. Looking for downside, we had it. Now, potential looking for a turn, still being bullish on it. This looks corrective in nature, so it really is the point of being bearish at the moment. Box. Let's see if we touch equality, or we might just not. We might find support here. Let's see. What else? Payball's down quite a lot. At this point, it just looks like we're going to go. We're coming back to 40. Let's see if 50 holds as support, which I doubt. So as you can see, we did have some sort of reaction at 80. We did also, yes, kind of, at 100, 800, and so right now, next target is 50. Will we get something at 50? We're gonna have to find out. And then 30 is the next one. So yeah, 30 is basically IPO. Do we get earnings for? No, not quite. November 1st. All right. Any question, guys, as always, let me know. Happy to do anything you want me to take a look at. The Dow, sure. So the down has been tricky, but it's playing out. So initially I was looking at a low here, and then a 1 2 1 2. However, that proven wrong. And right now I'm exploring this possibility, as you can see here. Wave 1, 3 down into wave A, 3 up into wave B, 5 down into wave C, 1 2 1 2 3. Or else I think you wouldn't be doing anything. We wouldn't be doing anything wrong by assuming this, that I already had it. Okay, by assuming that, this is a 3-wave move of some sort, and we are doing lower, so we're doing this ABC, ABC, and either ABC, so in a complex, or a double correction. We're gonna have to find that out. But so far, I mean, the count that I had, as you can see here. Let me know if you have additional questions, by the way. It is going, I was expecting for downside, and we have. The problem with the Dow is that industrial's not doing well. And because it's a really interest rate driven market right now. Because if you pay attention, what's doing well are the companies where consumer doesn't have to spend really a lot of money. So what I mean by that, if Netflix, Spotify, so if you take a look at Netflix is doing a 33% year to date. If you take a look at Spotify, I think it's over 100%. Spotify, despite the fact that it finally made money, 96% year to date. What else? Amazon, but those are big names still. So, whereas like Vici, which is in real estate, or other companies like Deere, what's Deere doing? As you can see here, Deere is down 15%, and it's the main component of the Dow, if I'm not mistaken. Could be, but I think it is the main component of the Dow. It's down 15% because these guys do have quite some debt. They operate with machines that are expensive. Most of the time, you have to buy it in debt, and debt is expensive right now. So that's why the Dow is not doing so well, like the Nasdaq is, for instance. So again, or really, interest rate sensitive market we're in. It's really technical. Again, let me know if there's anything else you want to take a look at, or any questions you might have. What else? What else can I show you? AMD. Not doing so well. What else? Gold, which I was looking for at least another move lower. 1, 2, 3, 4. If this is a triangle, we might get some sort of leading diagonal. Ugly one. I know. I really understand the market bias. So it's a good question. It depends. Obviously, as you can see, I use the Elliott Wave Theory. But then again, as I just mentioned, the brief speech about interest rates and how the markets are really sensitive, and also it depends on the market itself. Tend to specialize and focus on the stock market. So a stock market, yes, I use Elliott Wave on the stock market, but you need to understand what drives the stock market, and at the end of the day, it's companies. So you need to understand how a company performs, and these kind of markets. But stock market, crypto market, not the forex market, that's different, but crypto market, stock market, and at times bond market, it's all about trust. Do I trust you giving me my money? Do I trust putting my money in Bitcoin? Do I trust putting my money on Apple? Do I trust buying bonds? So it's really a game of trust towards different people or subjects or companies. It's a game of trust, and you need to understand what sort of trust people want to see. So it's kind of a complicated. It's a complicated question. It's an even more complicated answer, in my opinion. But I hope you kind of got an idea. Again, any questions, feel free to let me know. Happy to, yeah. And then knowledge is power. It's one of the more truthful sentence someone could ever tell you. Knowledge is power. We trade in the market. I don't trade in the market, mainly because I don't really have much access to it. But I do sometimes take a look at the Nifty, like I did yesterday, I think. And yeah, my account is pretty bullish on it, I have to be honest. I keep track of it, and the Turkish market is even, it's crazy. Turkish index is really like insane amounts. But yeah, it's quite. I do keep an eye on it, as I said, as you can see here, and it's looking quite bullish. 2, 3, 1, 2. Could expect something like this, I guess. Maybe to find support here. around 18,000. 19 would be better. 1880. 18,800. Here. Did we hit equality? Yes. But yeah, Nifty looking strong. But yeah, I don't really look a lot into the market because I don't have access to it. But if I could, I'm sure there's many interesting things you can trade. Like, I'm not sure what are the Nifty components. Let me Google them. Market cap. Reliance. Oh, look at this. I have no idea what they do. What do they do? Oh, that's too much. Hydrocarbon experiment. Oil company. TCS. Interesting. I mean, I'm seeing some interesting things. Infi. One, two, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I mean, there's many things that look interesting. Again, any question, guys, feel free to let me know. Happy to see what I can do. Let's see. But yeah, I mean, at this time, Friday, usually not much movement. Do you trade daily? I don't. I'm more of a swing trader. I do invest. As I said, I'm looking towards showing my long-term portfolio in 2024 and updating that, showing my holdings, providing analysis on my holdings, why I own them, and then I also mainly I swing trade, mainly focus on U.S. stock and the U.S. market. Also, some gold and some Bitcoin. So highly liquid instruments. But yeah, I swing trade. I do look at the market daily. Don't spend thousands of hours, but I do it. It's my job. But I don't trade every day. I take very few trades, actually. I don't trade much. Yeah, that's the truth. What else have we got here that I could show you? Oh, is it PepsiCo also? Yeah, looking for downside. How to trade? That's I think that's a complex question. How to trade? It's a broad question. I think the answers can be a lot. I mean, rule number one in trading, goal number one is not to lose any money. Didn't say make money, I said not to lose. Whenever I tried it in my stop loss, then change strategy. As again, I like to use the Elliott Wave Theory combined to other tools, but mainly the Elliott Wave Theory. And again, for my long-term investment, I also look at financials, do analysis on the company, and so forth. But that's it's different. Investing is not trading; they're two complete different activities. But yeah, I like to use the Elliott Wave Theory. Just need to find whatever fits you best. PepsiCo here looking interesting for downside. Let's see, if I do get a nice triangle, then I might look to short. All right. I feel like, where are you from? I'm from Italy. It's a good old continent. Which is annoying when you have to pay taxes for American dividends. Yeah, this seems to be wanting to go higher. Could be some sort of 1, 2, 3, triangling 4, up in 5 in a diagonal fashion. Not real. I'm a full-time student and a part-time trader. I think that's a better description. Just trying to share what I know on here on YouTube, and hopefully some people will like it and will find it helpful. All right, so I think I'm gonna call it a day. I thank y'all for being here and for joining. And hope to see you down in the comments in the channel, and hope to see you next week. Hope you guys all have a great weekend, and great week hack. I'll see you in the channel. Please leave a like if you enjoyed it, and don't forget to subscribe if you want to stay updated. And thanks again.